Hey everyone, I'm Kate Kennedy, and we are getting ready for our big announcement, but we wanted to give you guys about a minute to get on. We're gonna start the show officially here at 11:15. So you've got a minute, text your friends, let everyone know this is happening here live on Facebook at 11:15. So the countdown is on. We're just gonna hang out while you let people know that it's time to get tuned in to Facebook Live for a big, exciting announcement. So,
Introduce everybody.
while we're waiting, I'll go ahead to Heather's cue. Thank you, Heather. Heather's filming us today. So we'll go ahead and make some introductions first. I'm Kate Kennedy, Executive Director of the Kane Area Development Center. Why don't you guys introduce yourselves?
I'm Jo Wolf, and I am a part of a group that is going to be involved in the announcement.
Yeah, I'm Joe Lanik, and I'm also in the group involved in that announcement.
And what else do you do?
Oh, and I'm co-owner of the Laughing Elk Press.
I'm Norm Horn, project manager with Infinity and part of this mysterious group.
I'm Mayor Brandy Shimp, and I am here to support the group and help with some additional side things for the group. So I'm really excited.
Have we piqued your interest yet? I do want to give a shout out to two group members that aren't able to be with us today, and that's Linda Lorenzo, who works up at the with the school district, and Joe Feichels, who is an artisan and craftsman in our area. So, all right, what time is it? Let's take a look. Oh, I think we're past our 11:15 start time, so I'm going to turn it over to Mayor Brandy Shimp to get this announcement going.
All right, here we are. We are live at the Kane Passive House in Uptown Kane, where there is a very exciting announcement about something that will be coming in here. And so with that, I'm just going to turn it back over. I just want you to know, though, this group has been working hard for over a year on this project, and they are so excited, and it's going to be such a great addition to town. So, Kate, what is going in this space?
All right, so I'm here to make the announcement that Kane is getting a children's museum. I'm really nervous saying that out loud, but it's true. And we've been working really hard to get the first steps completed. And we're going to tell you all of the details and all of the ways that you can get involved at this point, show you where it's going to be starting out at. But I just want to make sure you heard the news first. Kane is getting a children's museum. So with that, Brandy, do you want to start asking some questions, or how do you want to do this?
Okay, so you heard the big news. Kane is getting a children's museum, thanks to everybody here, those that Kate listed a little bit earlier, and lots of partners that have been working really hard already. So let's start with, how did this happen?
Okay, so I know a lot of people have talked about a children's museum, but the first time I heard about it was when I moved back to town to Kane in 2019. One of the first visitors I had to my office was Mrs. Wolf. And she's like, we have to get a children's museum here. So why don't you go ahead and share where your inspiration came from?
Yes, I am also a CASA volunteer, which means Court Appointed Special Advocate for Children. I was visiting my CASA child and was taking her, she was at an out of town facility in another part of the state, and on a day visit I took her to a children's museum, and it was very simple. It was in an old house, and I could see a vision that this could happen in Kane. So I came to Kate Kennedy and made a proposal, and it has just had a little incubation time and has come to fruition. But I must say that the little seed dream I had does not compare to what it will actually become.
Awesome. Well, thank you. We're so glad that you came with that idea. And again, I know many people have had this idea and this desire to bring a children's museum to Kane. And so over time, whenever I was talking to people across the state, you know, if the opportunity came up, I would just throw out, oh yeah, and Kane, we think we'd be a great location for a children's museum. And out of one of those conversations, someone said to me, you must know the executive director of the Pittsburgh Children's Museum. And I said, no, but I want to. And so we got connected that way. And since about January of last year, 2021, we started meeting with Ann Fellenkamp and Jeff Perry, who are our team at the Pittsburgh Children's Museum that have been helping us with our vision. So this is our museum. The Children's Museum will be Kane's. But we are really getting a lot of support and input from the Pittsburgh Children's Museum. And so we thought, the first step would be to do a couple installations and kind of test out the process of working with the Pittsburgh Children's Museum, and test out the, what the response would be. And so this crew here has been meeting together quite often to work for 2 installations that are going to go in the Kane Passive House to explain Passive House and the energy components that help sustainability. Norm, I feel like I just chopped that up, but Norm is our Passive House expert, and so I leave the Passive House stuff to him. But so Norm has worked with some of the people who have we've gotten materials from to build the actual Passive House, to get materials for us to use in our installation. What are those companies that you've worked most with?
Ventana Windows from outside of Pittsburgh, Peak Building Products, Rusty Stone, 475 High Performance Building Supply, numerous other smaller suppliers, and some of the local tradespeople who have built.
So with Norm's connections to the actual material, and then some of you might not know this, but Joe Lanik is a robotic engineer. Right? By trade.
Yeah, previous.
Yeah, that's his training. He still has that side of him though, so he's been involved, and him and Norm and Joe Feichels especially have been gathering material and getting it ready to go. So if you want to look over here, Heather, this is where the first 2 installations for the Children's Museum will be placed here in the lobby at the Kane Passive House.
Without
It's going to look different when they come. So we wanted to let you guys know that, and then we are launching off some fundraising to get this going. And so
Talk about this week.
this week, okay, we'll start with this week.
Start there. Installation and phase number 1.
So phase 1 we're calling this Passive House project. Phase 2 is to get the Children's Museum installations built and into a final destination here in Kane. We have some ideas. We haven't solidified anything yet, so we're not going to mention where, but a full-on Children's Museum here in Kane. And so we need to raise money. This first phase costs about $25,000. It will include 2 installations, a puzzle that can be used for field trips. It can be used here or given to the school before or after a field trip. And the installations will be open to the community as well, and the public. It will also cover the cost of materials and labor. And one of the things I'm most proud of about this project is that although the Pittsburgh Children's Museum has done the renderings, our own Joe Feichels is going to be creating the actual installations. And he's been working with Kane Hardwood to get really beautiful pieces of wood to use for some of the installations. And it will be all done by our very own Kane Joe Feichels. So that is really exciting, and we'll continue to involve him in the process. He couldn't be here today. So $25,000. We currently have $7,000 raised. We had individuals, we had a business, and $5,000 from the Rotary, which was a very generous gift, and one of the ways that is really helping instill and give us hope in this dream. So we have a challenge for you. Someone has offered a $10,000 match. So donations made to the Kane Children's Museum will be matched dollar for dollar up to $10,000. And we are trying to get this done within 1 week's time. So please consider making a donation if you would like to donate. Right now we are partnering with CARE, and they are the ones holding our funds until the Children's Museum gets its own 501c3. So you would just make a check out to CARE and put Children's Museum in the memo line. So we're really, really excited about this $10,000 matching challenge. Can we do it, Kane? Can we match $10,000 to get a children's museum here in Kane? I think we can. So I'm excited about that. And then we have one more way that you can participate in fundraising.
One more fundraising, one more opportunity that Kate had been talking to some people and set up a really great opportunity for those of you that might be familiar with the Dick's Sporting Goods Pittsburgh Marathon. We are now known as what, a contributing charity.
Yep.
Why don't you explain a little bit about that, and then we'll talk about how we can fundraise as a team through that.
Okay, so the Pittsburgh Marathon and all of their races have a charity arm where runners can run and raise money for a particular charity. The very first year is kind of a trial year, and they call it being a contributing charity. So we're not on their website this year, but we have the opportunity to be on their website going forward as an official charity next year. So this year is our trial year, but we are affiliated and have all of the access to the fundraising tools that the Pittsburgh Marathon uses.
So this is where we need you guys. So there's opportunities for you to join the race. You can do it in person, which is the April 30th and May 1st down in Pittsburgh, or you can do it virtual, which would be great because we're hoping to expand our reach. You can run a 5K, you can do a half marathon, you can do a relay, or you can do the full 26.2 marathon if you're up for that.
I think you could even do the pet walk and the toddler
pet walk and
trots.
the toddler trot too.
Yeah.
So you can sign up for any of these races to participate, like I said, down in Pittsburgh, which is just a blast. If you've never run, it's so much fun to be down there. Even if you don't want to run, if you want to come down and support the runners, we'd love to have you there. My husband and I are signed up. We're committed to do the half marathon again. We've done it a few times, and every time we say this is like the most fun you can have running. So this is what I'm asking. After this week is kind of complete, wrapped up with a $10,000 match, we're going to move into getting our team together to either run in person or do the race virtually. So if you'd like to be a part of that and fundraise for that, we'd love to have you be part of our team. We thought that because, you know, we're raising kids here and we're raising funds here and we're raising up our whole community, that our team will be called Raising Kane. And so we want you all to be a part of it. If you'd like to be a part of it and learn more information about how to sign up for the race, how to become a fundraising partner for us, just shoot an email to director@kanepa.com. That's Kate's email, and we'll put everybody together and we'll get an email out to you within the next week or so giving you the details. So we would love to have you be a part of it and lace up your running shoes. We got some work to do.
All right, everyone, so a quick recap. I know that was a ton of information. We could have gone into a lot more detail, but just to recap, we are getting a children's museum. We're starting with 2 installations in the Passive House. We've been working with the Pittsburgh Children's Museum for guidance, but all of the building of that will be done by Joe Feichels locally. You can help by raising money, and you can either do that by making a donation at the chamber office, made it out to CARE with Children's Museum in the memo line, and at this time it will be matched dollar for dollar up to $10,000. You can also run for charity for the Pittsburgh Museum, either in Pittsburgh, April 30th and May 1st, or virtually. Just shoot me an email, director@kanepa.com, or give me a call, 814-837-6565, and we'll take your information and get you all you need to know. So, Children's Museum, let's do this, and thank you guys, and those who can't be here for all your hard work so far. We've got this, and we were so excited to share with you, so we can't wait to hear from you, and we'll keep you posted on our fundraising updates. So thank you again. Have a great rest of your day, and we'll be talking to you again soon.